Alright, so I'm working with the Blossom palette today. I'm going to start out with Lisianthus in my crease. So that's what I'm going to start with. I mean, in my transition, my bad. I'm going to do that as, you know, and I do my transition really high, and I'm hitting the outer corners too. Because I think this time I'm going to do a halo with this. This is the halo, and some of you all have mentioned it. I think I had this on in my May favorites. Yeah, I think I used this in my, after I did this look, I did my May favorites, and so many of you did like it, so I kind of know y'all like it. But let me tell you, when I was doing it, I wasn't sure about it, and you know, sometimes when you're doing your makeup, you kind of like don't know what you don't necessarily feel it perfectly. So now next I'm taking up Dahlia, and I'm going to start making the halo. So I'm going to take that in the inner corner and the outer corner and start creating that high halo. So I want it to be a little higher. But yeah, anyway, sometimes when I'm doing it, it's like I have an idea and I don't necessarily think it's going well. So, you know, you kind of have to fix things. So this one was one of those things where I felt like I was fixing things. But in the end, it came out really nice. Now see, like for instance here with the Dahlia, I really just kept building and building because, you know, sometimes you want to start with smaller amounts and then build it up. So that's what I did with the Dahlia, because I was really trying to make sure I built it up to the color that I wanted, but I didn't want to add too much too soon because then it could get bad. Next up, I'm using the Makeup Atelier. This is the Moonlight palette. The colors don't have a name, but the palettes do. So this is Moonlight, and I'm using that in the crease to really darken up this purple on this this halo I'm doing. And I really like this color. And I know I'm using a lot of colors, but you know, I was just building up and building up. And sometimes, especially when you're doing things like halos and things that are more complicated, you want to really allow yourself to build up the colors and things. Now I'm kind of feeling it. It's looking really good to me. So I just, you know, wanted to add a little more to that transition, a little Lisianthus. Now next I'm going to work on the halo, and I'm using my e.l.f. Complete Coverage Concealer palette. I only use this to like create, I don't use it as a concealer. I use it strictly for cutting out and carving out my cutting out for like halos and cut creases and things. That's what I use it for, because it's a nice thick consistency, and you can use it really easily with a brush, and then it's not runny and it dries really fast, so that way you can really get it done. I also use it whenever, if I ever try to carve out my brows, but I rarely do that because I'm not the best at that. But yeah, so this work you have to be really precise with. So I use a nice thin brush, very stiff, that will help me create the shape I want without hardly any movement. I made the halo pretty high because I wanted it to be really intense and to like really pop on my eyes. Okay, so now that's ready. So now I'm going to use the BH highlights. And so now in sight. Now the thing was with this is that when I was looking at it on camera, you can't see it because it looks really good on camera. But I wanted it to be opaque, and it was kind of sheer, so you can kind of see the concealer underneath my eyes. Now, to be honest with it, is that I didn't read it correctly, and these are they're considered eye toppers. So they're technically supposed to be used over a shadow to really make the shadow pop. So I was kind of frustrated at this point because I felt like I could still see my concealer. Even though on camera it looks nice, I wanted it to be a little more opaque, like my Wet n Wild shadows, liquid shadows, or my Stila shadows, or things like that. So at this point though, then I was letting it dry, and then I wanted to like blend out my edges. So I went back over it with did I go with the Makeup Atelier? Yes, I did the Makeup Atelier, just to clean up blend in the edges right there. Alright, so now at this point I think that I still wanted to add something to the halo. So then I decided to add the ColourPop Super Shot in Bubbly because I really wanted it to be more opaque and the halo to be a little more intense. So that's when I decided to go over with Bubbly. Then I kind of like it. Now I wanted to like deepen up the corners, and I use Rosa, the black. Now this you have to be really light-handed with because it can get away from you, but I wanted to like really deepen up and really make the halo intense and darker. And you really want to use small amounts so that you can build it up, as opposed to trying to get rid of things if you put in too much in the beginning. So that's why I'm kind of like building it up, because I'm tapping it off really a lot to make sure that I get the right amount without it being too much. Now right there at that corner, the corner I was having issues with on one side because it just felt like it wasn't, blending well, or for some reason. So I was like really kind of frustrated, so anyway, I put on my makeup, and then when in doubt, just create a wing and you're usually okay. So now I'm gonna like smoke out the lower lash line, and I use the Makeup Atelier, that purple, the middle purple in that palette, the Moonlight palette, just to smoke out the lower lash line. And then the outer third, I'm gonna use Rosa on. Yes, whenever you're in doubt, when in doubt, wing it out. Remember those words. And sometimes when you're doing your eye makeup, it looks a little crazy until you finish it. So sometimes just go ahead and finish it and then see what it looks like, the result is. A lot of times it works itself out, I promise. That's usually what happens for me. Alright, so for the inner corner, I'm just going back into the Makeup Atelier into the lightest color. Now the thing is, I don't usually wet when I do my inner corners, and so this is a really nice inner corner highlight. Alright, so here we go, and here is the reveal. I am so extra, y'all. I'm so extra. So in the end, I do like it, and like I always say, when in doubt, wing it out, and then add on some lashes, and that automatically makes the eye look better. And so, I'm trying to let you guys see it. It did come out pretty good. I do like it. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave comments. And if you're new, you just came and made this far, don't forget to hit the subscribe on your way out. It's the polite thing to do. This is LuuLuu. You have a great day, and may life treat you kind. Bye-bye.